Right now, there's a crazy deal going on at Hostinger, so if you have been thinking about creating your first website, right now is a great moment to get started. My name is Ferdy and I teach people how to create their own website, and right now I want to show you what we will cover in this tutorial. I will show you how to get web hosting, then I will show you how to get your free domain and how to install WordPress. Then I will refer you to a ton of tutorials that I've created on how to create websites, any kind of website. So you can follow that tutorial and create the website you have in mind. And then I will show you how to create your own unique email account, access it through Webmail, through your phone, through your computer, and how to sync all those devices with each other. So when you flag an email on your phone, it will also be flagged on all your other devices. We'll also talk about things like creating a second domain name, create a subdomain, backups, staging your website, and more. So after watching this tutorial, you have your own unique domain name, you have web hosting, you have your email account on different devices with emails that sync with each other. And then you can start to create an amazing website by following one of my tutorials. So what is a domain name? A domain name is the address of your website, like apple.com, facebook.com, tesla.com. So what is web hosting? Web hosting is a computer that's turned on 24/7 that stores all the data of your website, the images, the text, everything. So with a domain and web hosting, you are live on the internet. So let me show you how to get your own free domain name and web hosting. If you already have a domain name and web hosting, you can skip this part. If you don't have a domain name and web hosting, you can go to webhosting59.com, hit enter. Then we click here to go to Hostinger. Throughout the years, I've been searching for the best web hosting companies that are also affordable. And then I came across Hostinger. I'm already using them for 5 years and I love it. And I'm not the only one. If you take a look at the reviews on Trustpilot, you see that other people are also really excited about Hostinger. And if you take a look at the Google Trends, Hostinger is taking over the web hosting industry. They're getting more and more popular. Why? Because their web hosting quality is top-notch and they are affordable. So I can click over here and there are 3 plans, and let me make it really easy for you to make the right choice. When it comes to site speed, the premium plan has SSD storage, which is fast, but with the business plan you have NVMe storage. That's up to 5 times as fast as SSD storage. So when you're getting started, I would go with the business plan. Why not the cloud startup? Because you can always upgrade later. So when you've made 30 websites in your business plan, okay, then it would be a great idea to upgrade to the cloud startup. But if you're getting started, I recommend the business plan. So what does the business plan have? Over here, you can have up to 100 websites. It's really easy to install WordPress with a few clicks. You have 200 gigabytes of NVMe storage, so it's fast. And you have enough space to create a lot of websites. You get a free domain with other web hosting companies that costs around $20. Here you get it for free. And if you already have web hosting somewhere else, there is a free automatic migration tool that can migrate your website from your current web hosting provider to Hostinger. Of course, you have free email, free SSL, which will make your website secure. Daily backups, so if you somehow mess up your website, you can restore a backup from the day before or the day before that. There's free CDN, which makes your website fast in any place in the world. And with your free domain, you also get free domain privacy. What does it mean? Normally, when you register a domain, all your information that you fill in, your address, your phone number, will be visible on the internet. And companies can start to send you emails like, hey, I can make a website for you, I can make a logo for you. And when you have domain privacy, that information is hidden. And with other web hosting companies, that costs money. But here at Hostinger, it is free. And to make it even better, let's scroll up. You get a 30-day money back guarantee. So it's risk-free. If you somehow don't like the service, you can get your money back. No questions asked. So I will go with the business plan. So I click on choose plan. And then we see this page. Let me zoom in a little bit. So over here, we can decide for how long we want to go for web hosting. It's really simple. The longer the period, the more discount you get. So if you go for 48 months, you get web hosting for 48 months for just $3.99. After 4 years, you can renew and then you pay $8.99 per month. If you would go for 12 months, you will still pay $3.99 per month. After the 12 months, you start to pay $11.99 per month. So the longer you go with web hosting, the more discount you get. And when you go for 48 months, you get 3 months for free. So you save a lot of money, and I can give you some extra discount. If you click over here, have a coupon code, and you fill in Ferdy and click on apply, you get an extra discount. And the total discount is 74% for the coming 4 years. But also if you go for 12 months, you get the same discount. If you want to go for 12 months, you just have to pay $43.09 for a free domain and a whole year of web hosting. This is crazy. So if you know for which period you want to go, you can click on continue and then you can create an account. You can use Gmail or you can use an email address and a password. So I will go for it's me @ferdy.com. And I need to create a password. And then I click on continue. Then I have the billing address. I can fill this in later. You don't have to fill this in, only the country. So I will leave this empty for now. And if we add company details, so I say my company name over here, my VAT number, the amount of taxes you have to pay will be subtracted from the total amount you have to pay. Then I click on continue and I can choose my payment method. And based where I come from, I see certain payment methods. So if you're from another country, it can be that you see your local payment method over here. That's what I really like about Hostinger. So to give you a summary, you get 12 months of web hosting, you get daily backups, you get a free domain name, setting up everything is free, and you get free domain privacy protection. So I will choose credit card, but you can also choose PayPal, Google Pay, something else. I will go for credit card. I will fill in my details over here. And then I click on submit payment. Awesome. Congratulations with your web hosting. Now let's install WordPress. So I can click over here if English is not our main language and look at how many languages there are. There's so many more than the last time when I checked. So if you see your language over here, you can select it and then you can continue in your own language. I will continue in English. So for who is this website? This website is for myself or my business. I click on next. Do you want to create or migrate a website? I want to create a website from scratch. So I click on create website. Next. How do you want to build your website? I want to use WordPress. There's also the Hostinger website builder. I have a tutorial about that. You can watch it over here. But right now I want to work with WordPress. So I click on next. And now I need to create the login details for my WordPress account. So my WordPress admin email is this one. I create a password. Then I click on next. I want to create a blank site. So I click over here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to choose your own free domain name. What I prefer is using your first and last name.com or your first and second name.com. You can use the name of your business or you can use a random name like apple.com, which is already taken, but Apple just started with a random ID according to the movie Jobs. I'm not sure if that's really how it went. But let me show you how you can create your own domain name. If the domain is already taken, it will tell you. So be creative and good luck with creating your own domain name and getting your own website. I will go for this one. And then I see which extension is still available. I want to go for .com. It's $0 for the first year. So I select it and then I click on next. I need to register my domain. I'm from the Netherlands. Am I buying this domain for personal use or for my company? Is for my company. So I select company or organization, next step, and then I will fill in my details over here. And now I click on finish registration. I need to confirm my email address. So I click on register. Where is your target audience located? So you see a few servers all over the world. If you're focusing on people from Europe, I would choose France or United Kingdom or Germany. I want to focus on people from the United States, so you can choose one of those. It doesn't matter which one, but the closer to the group of people you want to reach, the better it is. So I choose United States and then this one. So I click on next. And now WordPress is installed on our brand new domain name. Now, here we are at our Hostinger dashboard. It says boosting time, almost 24 hours left. So what will happen now? Our website will go live. It can go live any moment. In some cases, in most cases, it's live immediately. So what I can do now, I can click over here and then I will see if my website is live already. So I click here, then I will be redirected. And what I see, I'm already live. Look at this. This is my live website, my domain. So if it's not the case for you, just be patient for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And if you click over here, your website should be live within 10 minutes. And then we can continue with the tutorial. So what you see over here is the backend of WordPress. This is where we can adjust our website. If I click over here, I see the front end of my website. This is what people will see when they enter our website. And it looks okay, but of course, we're going to make it look so much better. So by default, this will be installed on your website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. And because we are logged in, we see this bar over here. Other people that are not logged in, they don't see this bar. With this bar, we can navigate from the front end to the back end by clicking here. So now I want to close the other two tabs. This is the back end of our website. This is the front end. On the back end of our website, we can adjust our website. We can create blog posts. We can add videos, images, PDFs. We can create the homepage, the contact page, the About Us page. We can moderate comments when people have a comment on our blog post or a product we have. We can change the look and feel of our website with themes. We can add extra functionalities to our website. We can add other users that can do things for us on our website. There are WordPress tools and there are settings. So congratulations, you're live now. So if you want to create a new website, and go to ferdy.com, hit enter, and then you can click on get started. And then I have a few tutorials you can choose from. You can start with affiliate marketing, create an affiliate marketing website so you can start to sell and promote products from other people. When those people buy those products to your unique affiliate link, you make money. You can start to sell your own products through the internet. You can create a website for your business using Elementor. You can create an online course, learn how to create videos, upload them to Vimeo, create a course website and start selling your course and put everything on automatic pilot. You can create a website with Elementor Pro, the best page builder in the world. I have a complete affiliate marketing tutorial, not only on how to create a website, but also how to start with TikTok, create shorts, create reels, create tutorials, and how to put them on YouTube, and then how to create a website using the Divi theme. So you can choose one of those. So when you click on one of those tutorials, you can watch it over here. And there I'll show you how to clean up your WordPress website. So that's what you can watch. Now I will show you how to confirm your email account at Hostinger. It is really important to activate your account through clicking on a button in an email you get from Hostinger. If you don't do that, your website can go offline within 2 weeks. So let me show you how to do that. So I will go to my email address and it says verify your email address. So I click over here, verify email. And that's it. I can close this. Now my email address is verified and my website will not go offline. Right now it says, hello, it's me. Well, I want to change that. So I go over here to account, account information. And here's my name. So I click on it and I rename this Ferdy. My last name, Korpershoek. Continue. I need to fill in my password. Confirm. Data has been updated. Now when I go to the main menu or I click on Hostinger, it says, hello, Ferdy. That's more personal. And that's why I prefer, when people just say hello, Ferdy, instead of hello, it's me. Well, I'm not, it's me. Well, it's me, but okay, let's continue. Now we will create our own unique email account. It can be info@yourdomain, which you purchased.com. And then I will show you how to access it through Webmail, through a PC or through a Mac and through a smartphone or a tablet. And it will all be in sync with each other. So when you remove an email, you delete it on your phone, it will also be removed at your Webmail and on your other devices. It's all in sync with each other. Really cool. Let me show you how to set it up. In order to create an email account, we go to emails and it says set up free email service. We don't need this one. We just need the free one that is included in our package. So I click on setup. I need to select a domain. Well, it's me, ferdy.com. Confirm. Again, I can select the plan. I choose the Hostinger free plan, which is more than enough. I click on select. And I already filled in some details over here. Somehow I want to use info. So I type info and I create a password. So I will create an email account, professional email account, info@itsmeferdy.com. I click on create. Where would you like to use your email account? Well, the first thing I want to do, I want to use Webmail. So I click on browser and then I can go to Webmail. So here info@itsme and now the password I just created and I click on login. I save this. So we just created an email account, info@yourdomain.com or .nl or whatever extension you use. There's a welcome email. So let me make this smaller. I want to test this. So what I will do, I'll click on this icon and I create an email from info@itsmeferdy.com to info@ferdykorpershoek.com. The subject is email from webmail. I can start typing, hey Ferdy, how are you? I can attach a file, so I click here. I grab a random image and I say, cheers, Ferdy. Okay, I can send it. And there it is. Email from info@itsmeferdy. Hey Ferdy, how are you? Cheers. Well, I'm a kind person. I reply, I am fine, thanks. I send it. And there is the email, the reply. So I can send and receive emails. How cool is that? The only thing is when I send an email, it will be received from info@itsme. I want to change it to a name. So how can I do that? Let me make the screen bigger. Over here at the left, I go to settings. I can go to the user interface if I want to and change things over here, but I want to go to identities here. I click on info@itsmeferdy, and then I change the display name to Ferdy Korpershoek. I could say from it's me Ferdy, but let's say Ferdy Korpershoek. The company, I can change a lot of things over here. I can have a signature, so I can say kind regards Ferdy Korpershoek. I can fill in my phone number or do something else. I can add an image. Okay, I click on save. So now when I go to compose, it's from Ferdy Korpershoek. So I send it again to info@ferdykorpershoek.com. Since I already have done that, I can fill it in like this. Subject, hey again. And then it says kind regards Ferdy. There I am again. I send it. And there it is. Hi again. And now it says kind regards Ferdy. And now it says it's from Ferdy Korpershoek. So that's how we can make it look better using Webmail. But wait, there is more. Right now, I want to show you how to set up your email account on a Mac or on a PC. In order to configure our email account on a PC or a Mac, we go to emails. I have my email account over here. So I click on manage. Then here at the left, I go to connect apps and devices. And with Apple, we can do it automatically, or we can do it manually, both for PC and both for a Mac. Well, I want to do it manually. So how can I do that? I scroll down and I see some host names. I want to use those. It's for the manual configuration. The incoming emails, I want to make use of IMAP. So what I will do, I will copy this imap.hostinger.com by clicking here. Now I go to Mac Mail. On the PC, you can do the same thing. Mail accounts. Then I click on add account and I want to go for add another account. And then I go for a mail account. The name will be It's Me Ferdy. The email address is info@itsmeferdy.com. The password. And then I click on sign in. Okay, what I need to do now. I use IMAP and the incoming mail server is the one I copied. This is this one. The username is the same as the email address. Then I go back to my outgoing mail server, copy it. Then I go back over here to the system settings. And then I paste the outgoing mail server. Then I click on sign in. I only want to sync my emails. So I click on email and I don't click on notes. Done. And now when I close this and I go back to Mac Mail and I go to my inbox of It's Me Ferdy, I see those two emails that I also have at my webmail. If I go to send, I see all the emails I have sent. So it's now in sync. So look at this. If I make this smaller again and I go to overview, I scroll down, email accounts, I click over here. So I go to webmail. Here at send, I see one email. I also see it over here at send. Look at this. If I go to my inbox, I see two emails. Over here, my inbox, two emails. Look at this. If I select this email and I mark it as unread, over here, immediately it's unread. So it's in sync with each other. This is super cool. If I mark it, or let's mark it here. So I click on the arrows and I want to flag it as read. Look at this. Now it's red. So everything is in sync with each other. So when I decide on my phone or whatever to answer this email, so I click on reply, thanks, and I send it. Now, if I go to my send emails, it says thanks. This is just what I sent it. So now when I go to send, I see the same email I just sent. So everything is in sync with each other. This makes your life a lot easier. So when you've read an email on your phone or on any device, so let's go back to the inbox. There's a new email. And I'm like, okay, I answered this one, so I can unflag it. Now, using Webmail, it's also unflagged. If I'm like, okay, I still want to do something with it, so let's go to the one from Hostinger. I flag it. Then on my Webmail, it's also flagged. I love it. So let's send an email to info@itsmeferdy.com. Hey there. I send it from It's Me Ferdy, and I say, hey there. So I send it. Let's see what's going on over here in my inbox. There it is. It's over here. So if I select it, then over here, it's also red. Hey there. So I can send emails from Webmail. Let's reply. Let's see if I can receive emails. Hey, I send it. And there it is. So now I can send and receive emails using Webmail, and everything is in sync with my email account. So if I go to Webmail, it's also there. If you're applying everything I'm teaching you, congratulations with all the things you are achieving. Let's take it to the next level. Let me show you how to activate your email account on your phone. So now I'm on my iPhone and I want to configure my email account on my iPhone. So I go to settings. With other devices, it works the same way. You go to mail. Then I go to accounts. I click on add account, other, add a mail account, and I can give my name. Then I say, it's me, Ferdy. My email is info@itsmeferdy.com. Password and my description. That can be the same as the name. Then I click on next. Okay, I want to choose IMAP and I say imap.hostinger.com. It's what you can find over here. Let me see. If I go to connect apps and devices over here, imap.hostinger.com, and the outgoing server is smtp.hostinger.com. So the username is your email. I copy it. And there's the outgoing server smtp.hostinger.com. Username.com. You have to set it up only once, fortunately. My password one more time. Now I click on next. It's verifying. And this can take a while. This can take a minute, 2 minutes. So we have to be patient. There it is. There's someone at the door. I want to save the password. And I only want to sync my emails. Save, account added. So now if I go to my emails and I go to It's Me Ferdy, I see all the emails that I also see over here and over here. So let's have some fun over here. Let's see if it's working. Over here, I have my email in my inbox. So I have my inbox, and my inbox. Now, if I flag this, mark as flagged. Look at this. There it's flagged. And on my phone, it's also flagged. Now I click on it on my phone. I reply from my phone. I send it. So it will go to our inbox. So there it is on the Mac. There it is on my phone. And there it is on Webmail from my phone, from my phone, from my phone. So everything is in sync with each other. Oh, I love this. So it doesn't matter where you get your emails, on your computer, on your Webmail, on your phone. You can reply, you can flag it, you can unflag it. And when you do that, it will be synced everywhere. That's what I love about IMAP Webmail through Hostinger. Everything is in sync. So if I reply on the email on my phone, I will also see that I replied on it on my PC and on my webmail. So that keeps things organized and I love this. So I hope you also like this too. So right now you have your own website, your own domain and web hosting and your email account up and running. Congratulations. Now you can create an amazing website. You can go to ferdy.com and then click on get started and you'll see a few tutorials you can choose from in order to create the website you have in mind. Now we're going to cover a few other things. So let's get started with creating a subdomain. In order to create a subdomain, over here at the left, we go to websites. Then I go to my brand new domain and I click on the dashboard here. Then here at the left, I see domains. I click on the arrow down and then I see subdomains. So I click on it. And now I can create a subdomain .itsmeferdy.com. So I can say courses. I can also create a custom folder for the subdomain, but I'm okay. Courses. I click on create. And there it is, subdomain courses.itsmeferdy.com. So now I can go to website, auto installer. Then I already see that I installed WordPress on my current domain name, my main domain name. And now I can click on WordPress, select. Then over here, I click on advanced and I can choose the installation path. So instead of the main domain, I click over here and I go for courses.itsmeferdy. The website title can be Learn Affiliate Marketing with Ferdy. I can change the email address, the username, password, and then I click on next, install. Okay, now I want to go to security, SSL, and I see it's active. So what I will do now, I will go to the overview. I make sure I'm at courses.itsmeferdy.com. Make sure that force HTTPS is turned on. Sometimes it says it's not possible yet, then you have to wait. But if you click over here, you'll be redirected to your subdomain. Look at this. Courses.itsmeferdy.com. So now we have a subdomain. So on my main domain, I can have a link to my course and then they will go to courses. So if I go to the website, this is right now the website. Of course, we can configure this. I have tutorials on YouTube. How to create a course website, Ferdy. I have a new one. I think it's 2 months old, 4 months old. 3 hours on how to create a course website. It's amazing. You can also add a second domain. Let me show you how. In order to add a second domain to your account, we go to domains, get a new domain. We can do 2 ways. We can just type it in or we can generate a domain using AI. So I can say, I am a photographer of disabled dogs in Kansas City. Generate. kcpuppylove.com, paulbillettypics.org, kansascitypauls.com. So there you can get some IDs. I go to find a new domain and I can say puppy love KC. I click on search. .net is available. I want to go for .com. So how about .com? I click on search. Puppy Love KC is already taken. Let's take a look. Why not? Who's my competitor? Okay, I can buy it for a lot of money. So you know what? Puppy Love Amsterdam. I click on search. It's available only $4.99 for the first year. When you go for 2 years. Okay, I get it. So I click on buy now. I go for 2 years. So the second year it's $17. And I click on complete payment. And since my credit card details are stored, I can pay really easily. And since we're here, let's talk about how you can create a website using Hostinger AI. Let me give you a tip of the iceberg. Your domain Puppy Love Amsterdam is now being secured. Get ready to go online. So I click on continue. Awesome. Now over here at my domain overview, I go to create your website, get hosting. And then I click on create a website. This time I can use the Hostinger website builder. Next. I already have this domain. Next. Now I can let AI create a website for me. So let's do that real quick. What kind of website? Business showcase, brand name, Puppy Love Amsterdam. Puppy Love Amsterdam is all about making photographs of disabled dogs in and around Amsterdam. I click on create a website and AI is now creating something for us, and then we can adjust it. Look at this. Wow, this is what it created. Of course, not everything is perfect, things like this, but okay. Well, if you want to learn more on how to create websites like these with the Hostinger AI builder, click over here to go to that tutorial. I will go back. I can click here to edit the site, but I will teach all about that in that tutorial. So I'm happy for now. I go back to the AI form. And then over here, I go back to hostinger.com. I log in. And now if I go to domains, domain portfolio, what I will see is my first domain enabled and my second domain, which I just got, also enabled. So that's how you can create a second domain. And if you want to use the Hostinger AI builder to create a website fast, it's really beginner friendly. It can happen in a very unique situation that you change your website and that something happens that you don't like. Well, in order to prevent that from breaking down your website by messing it up by doing an update or something, you can use a staging website. What is that? I have my website, for instance, Ferdy.com. I can adjust things over there. And when I do that and I break down my website is broken down for everybody on the internet. So what I can do, I can create a staging website. That's a temporary website somewhere on my web hosting provider. There I can do all the changes I want. And when I'm happy with them and my website is still up and running, I can push a button and then that staging website will be transformed to my live website. So I can test things before they go live. It's an amazing way to keep your website safe and secure and live. So let me show you how you can do that within Hostinger. In order to create a staging environment, we go to websites and then I go to It's Me Ferdy. If I click on it, this is the website. I imported it and I know it needs a lot of updates because I did not update this website for a long time. So if I would go to the WordPress admin, I see over here 8 plugins that needs updates and over here 14. So I will close this, and what I will do now, I will create a staging environment so I can update everything on a staging environment. So not on the live website, because if everything goes wrong, it's not on a live website. That's why we need a staging environment. In order to create it, I go to the dashboard of It's Me Ferdy, dashboard. And then over here at WordPress, I open it and then I see staging. So I click on it and then I can create a staging environment by clicking on this button. I call this one staging.itsmeferdy. I click on create and it can take up to 15 minutes to complete. So I click on close. It is in progress. So let me refresh this page now and then I'll show you how long it took to create this staging website. Well, it took 20 seconds. So what I can do now, I can manage the staging area. I go to the staging admin panel. What you'll see now, I will not go to itsmeferdy.com, but I will go to staging.itsmeferdy.com. And now I can click on the update icon. And I can select all the plugins by clicking here, update plugins. So that goes faster. But if something breaks down now, if something goes horribly wrong with this website, my website itsmeferdy.com is still live. So if I go to itsmeferdy.com, this will remain perfectly fine because I'm updating everything at staging.itsmeferdy.com. So here everything is updated. I go to the other updates, a few themes. I select them or I select them by clicking on them individually. Update themes. By the way, I advise to only use one theme and remove all the themes you don't use. So our website is updated. If I go to the website, everything seems to be working. So when everything works, then I can push this to the live website. Services. Everything seems to be looking fine. Great. So I want to do one more thing. I want to go to the customizer. I use the Blocksy theme in this website. And if you want to learn how to create this website, go to YouTube and search for how to make a WordPress website. Mine should be somewhere on top, this one. Okay, now I go to colors, to advanced color palettes. And if I would change this to 6, now it looks like this. If I publish it, then my live website is me Ferdy. Still is greenish. And if I take a look, I still need to update everything. But here at my staging website, it has a different color. So what I can do now, if I'm like, yes, this is what I want, I'm ready to push it to the live website, then I can go to the staging dashboard. I can click on back, or I can search for staging, click on it. So staging name is staging.itsmeferdy.com. I want to bring this to the live website. So what I will do, I will click on the 3 dots over here. I say publish. Publishing the staging will replace your live version of the website. So I know that the staging website is fine. Everything is working. So I'm ready to publish it. And it says again, it will take up to 15 minutes. I click on close. But if you take a look over here, it will be working within a few minutes. So I will be back with you and let you know how long it took. After 1 minute and 6 seconds, it said completed. So now I want this website staging.itsmeferdy to be here. So if I refresh this page, it should be purple and with no updates. It is working. There's one glitch. This is dark. So what I can do, I need to go to the customizer. That happens oftentimes with themes. What you need to do, just go to anything, increase it, decrease it. Make sure you adjust something and then put it back and then click on publish, close it, and that will fix it. So now it is exactly the same website as over here. So if I refresh it, I refresh it here at the homepage, I have the same websites. So that's how you can use staging. What you also can do when you mess up your website is restore a backup. Let me show you how you can do that. In order to restore backups, we go to websites. Then I choose a website I want to choose. I have used a different domain because there I have more backups from the latest weeks. So I go to this one, dashboard. And then if I search for backups, I'll find it, or I go to files and then backups. And there are a few things we can do. We can create a backup manually. So just before you want to create something or adjust something, you can create a manual backup. But every day, if you take a look over here at restore backup, every day a backup will be made, as you see. So let me go to the website, ferdy.co. I go to the main menu, websites, to this website. And let me go to the customizer. I go to the colors and I go to color palette and I go to color palette 6. I publish it. I go back and I'm like, okay, I don't like this. So I go back to the customizer. I go back to colors, color palette, and I'm like, hey, but where is my color palette I used? Oh no, what should I do? So what I can do now, I just go to the backup of the latest day. So I go to the dashboard of this domain. Then I go to backups. Then here at restore backups, which is selected, I choose the backup from yesterday. I click on restore. I understand that I can lose files if I can lose all the adjustments from the latest 24 hours. I click on restore. Website can take up to 10 till 15 minutes, but this also will take just a minute. So now if I refresh the page, and now everything is back to the way it was. thanks to the restoration of the backup. So in that way, when you mess things up, you can just restore a backup from the day before or the day before that, and you will be fine. Do you want to have a faster website? Then you need CDN. What is CDN? CDN stands for Content Delivery Network. A CDN will make your website faster. How does it work? When I have a website and the server of that website is in Arizona, United States, and a visitor from Arizona goes to my website, then the response time is really fast. Why? Because someone from Arizona is visiting my website that is located in Arizona. But if a visitor from Australia enters my website, the response time can be quite a bit lower because a longer distance has to be taken in order to get the information from my server and bring it back to the visitor in Australia. So the longer the distance between your visitor and your server where your website is located, the slower the website will be for that person. And it is known that when a website loads within 1 second, it will convert 2.5 times more than when a website loads in 5 seconds. So website speed is really important, and that's where CDN comes in. There are 3 key things that CDN does. The first thing, it will compress your website into a smaller website so it will load faster. The second thing, it will place your compressed website on multiple servers in the world, CDN servers, so that when visitors go to your website, they go to the closest server that has a copy of your website that is compressed. So the loading time will decrease drastically. And the third thing it does, it will protect your website from DDoS attacks. Do I say that right? DDoS? DDoS? It will protect your website from attacks. So if you want to have a faster website with CDN, you can get it at Cloudflare, for instance. And the cheapest plan, besides free, is the Pro plan, and it will cost you $20 per month, billed annually, $240 for a faster website. But if you go to webhosting36.com, you can go to Hostinger. And when you scroll down, what you will see, free CDN is included. So Hostinger will do it for you. So let me show you how it works. I have a website over here, ferdycorp.com. If I take a look at the GT metrics, it looks fine. But what it says, that's funny. It's not funny, it's true. The first thing that I should do, use a content delivery network. Well, I have one in my package at Hostinger because I have the business package. As you see, business web hosting. So I need to go to websites. Here's ferdycorp.com, business web hosting, manage. Then I go to performance, CDN. And what I see, Ferdy Corp, it's disabled. And here it says it will increase the speed, but it can take between 24 and 48 hours before it's fully active. So I click on enable. And now it says CDN is enabled successfully, but it can take a while. So it's now an hour later. Here at performance CDN, I can click on the arrow to the right, and then I see it is active. Awesome. What I can do now to optimize even further, I can go to website optimization. All the images can be compressed to WebP, which is a lot smaller than JPEG and PNG, and it still has a transparent background like PNG. I want to minify the CSS files. I want to minify the JavaScript files. Smart image optimization. This is okay for the mobile. It can be even smaller, but it's okay. I keep it with this, so I click on save the changes. Then I go to traffic blocking. We can block IP addresses or certain countries using CDN, and add security. If you're under attack, you can say I'm under attack, and then you get advanced security. We can use TLS 1.3, but right now 1.3 is not available for all devices. So if people with an older device go to your website, it can be that they do not get your website. So I turn this off, but that's how you can optimize it. Now let's go back to GT metrics. I say HTTPS ferdycorp.com. Test your site. And if you take a look, it seems to be faster. So it's doing a job. And that's how you can use CDN at Hostinger. If you already have a web hosting provider that does not offer CDN and you want to transfer it, you can go to ferdycorp.com and to web hosting, migrate to Hostinger. There you can transfer all your websites, emails, and domains to Hostinger. I think Hostinger is the best web hosting platform there is. It's way more affordable than other web hosting providers with the same plans, and they are blazing fast. If you take a look, their popularity is increasing like crazy. A few months ago, they even became number 2 in most popular web hosting providers with the most amount of customers. And I think it will be a matter of time before they will be number 1. It's up to you if you want to stay where you are. And then I hope you learned something about CDN. You'll be able to activate it maybe through Cloudflare. And then I hope this was helpful. I wish you the best of luck in your business. What I want to show you now is how you can migrate your current website from one web hosting provider towards Hostinger. I'm talking about your website, about your email account, about your emails, about your domain. Let me show you step by step how you need to do it. So let me change some clothes, change the glasses, put on some tanning stuff, and then I will be back with you. 1, 2, 3. Now let's get started with the first step. The first step is making a backup of your current website. Let me show you how to do that. So right now I host my website at hostgator.com. So I log in by clicking here, sign in. There you go. Here is my website, Ferdy.com Academy. So I click on it and I go to my website. This is the website I want to migrate towards Hostinger. So the first thing I want to do, of course, I want to log in. I'm already logged in. I go to the backend and I want to make a backup of our website. So in order to do that, I go to plugins, add new, and I search for the plugin all-in-one WP migration. This is an amazing plugin that will migrate your whole website to another web hosting provider. I click on install now and I activate it. Now I refresh the page and here, the left area, I see all-in-one WP migration and I can click on export. I click on export to and I select file. Now it will prepare the export. 270 megabytes. I click on download. And there the download goes. If your website is bigger than 300 megabytes, then go to YouTube and search for migrate website free. Hit enter. There you see my tutorial on how you can do it for free when you have a bigger website. So over here, I downloaded the website. I want to make another backup. So I go to plugins, add new plugin, and I search for WP Vivid. There you go. Install now. Activate it, refresh the page, and now we go to WP Vivid. I click on backup now. Okay, I scroll down all the way, and over here I see there's a new download. It's a lot smaller. I click on download. I click on download again. And there you go. There's another backup of our website. Okay, it is downloaded. What I will do, I'll go to my downloads. I open a new Finder area. I want to create a folder on my desktop telling me this is a backup, current website, David Corp. Then I drag those 2 files in it. So I have made 2 backups of this website. Now we have a backup of our website. We have 2 backups of our website. Now let's make a backup of all our emails from all our email accounts. So the incoming emails and the outgoing emails. Now I go to the cPanel for the emails. I go to my email account, continue. I want to make a backup of all my received and sent emails on this email account. Well, the best way to do that is to have an email client. In my case, I have Mac Mail. You can also use Microsoft Outlook. What you see over here is my inbox of info@davidcorp.com. And here's my outbox, all my sent emails. So what I want to do, I want to save those so I can migrate them to the same email account, but then at Hostinger. How can I do that? Well, on Mac Mail, I can do a right mouse click and say export mailbox. This is also a backup. I think I will not use it, but it's a backup just in case things go wrong, which never happened to me in my life with anything. Everything in my life goes perfect. I'm just kidding. Backup current website. I bring it to this folder. Choose. Okay, let me check it. Here's the inbox. Then all sent emails, right mouse click, export mailbox. Also here, choose. And if I take a look, They're both called inbox, but if I click on it, this is the inbox, and at the other one inbox, it's the send email. So I leave it as it is, a backup of all my emails. What I will do now over here at David Corp, I go to Mail, Settings, Accounts, and then here I have David Corp. And I call this one Old. So when I install my new account, I know this is the old email account, and now I will create a new one. So far we have 2 backups of our current website, and we have a backup of our inbox and outbox of our info at and then your domain email account. What is next? Since we have a backup of our website and of our emails, our incoming and outgoing emails, we'll choose a temporary domain. There we can import our backup from our old website to the new website. And then we can make sure that both websites are exactly the same. And when that's the case, then we can point our current domain towards our new website on our new web hosting platform. So I'm here at my Hostinger panel. So the homepage of my Hostinger panel. And what I want to do, I want to create a new website. So I go to Websites, Websites, List. And then over here, I can add a new website. So I click on it. I want to create a WordPress website. Okay, English. I choose a admin email. I choose a password, and then I click on next. I don't want to use those options. So I click on create a blank site by clicking here. And now I can choose a domain name, but I want to start with a temporary domain. So I click over here. Installing WordPress, this might take a few minutes. And there it is. There I have my website. We will clean up our website, our new WordPress installation, so it will be ready to receive the backup of our current website. Wow, beautifully said. So let's do that. I'll go to plugins, select them all by clicking here, bulk actions, deactivate, apply. I select them again, bulk actions, delete, apply. Yes. Then I go to the posts, get rid of this blog post. Then I go to the trash and I remove it completely by emptying the trash. Then I go to the pages. I select all pages, bulk actions, move to the trash, apply, go to the trash, and I empty the trash. Then I go to the dashboard, dismiss this message over here. I collapse everything. Now I want to import the website that I exported before. So I go to plugins, add new. I search for all in one WP migration. I click on install now. Activate. Refresh. Now instead of exporting, I want to import a website. So I click on import. I click on import from, file. I go to my desktop, backup, current website David Corp, and I want to go for the .wpress file. I click on open. There it goes. Look how fast it is. I really like that. It is preparing the import. It says that Hostinger is using a newer PHP version. So let's see how that works. Proceed. Your site has been imported successfully. I want to save my permalink structure by clicking here. And then I need to log in again with the same details of our current website. So I need to use the same username and password of this website. So I close this and I go for my username and the password. And I click on login. Now I go to the permalinks. If you cannot find that, then go to the backend of your website. And then here at settings, permalinks, select post name and then save it twice. Save the changes and then save the changes again. Now let's take a look at our website. It can be that it looks a little bit different. It looks great if I go to the page profile. Okay, seems to work. So everything seems to be working fine, but it's important that you check everything. Is everything working? Do all the links work? If you have something you sell on the internet, can it still be sold? So check that for yourself. And when everything seems to be working, then it's time to point our current domain at our old web hosting provider towards our new website. If somehow something looks different, you can go to the customizer. And what you need to do, you just need to adjust one thing and then save it. It's just important to save the customizer once. So I go to General, Layout, increase the site width, and then decrease it back, publish it. And if my layout looks different, which is not the case, but then this solves it. And if it somehow fails completely, then you can go to Plugins, Add New, go for WP Vivid, Install Now, Activate, Refresh, and then I go to Backup and Restore, scroll down, Uploads, I click on Select Files, I go for the zip file, WP Vivid, open it, upload, the upload has completed, and now I could select those and click on Restore, and then this backup will also be placed back. And then your website should work. So what we have now is a perfect copy of our old website on this interesting Hostinger temporary domain. So the next step is to display this new website from Hostinger to our current domain at our current web hosting provider. Let me show you how we can do that. So since both websites are perfectly the same, it is time to point our domain at our current web hosting provider towards the web hosting website at Hostinger. Let me show you how. Over here we have our domain. I want to point it to our current website, davidkorp.com. So when we go to davidkorp.com, the website that is stored at Hostinger, which we have migrated, will be displayed instead of the website from our current web hosting provider. In order to do that, I go to Websites, and then it says Connect Domain. So I click over here. What domain do you want to use for this website? So I go for the domain davidkorp.com. It is already registered, so I need to confirm my ownership. So I click over here. I click on Next. You've selected this domain, which already registers. We need confirmation to ensure it's yours. Later, you can connect it to your website or transfer it to Hostinger. So we can do both. First, we can connect our website at Hostinger towards our domain registered somewhere else. Later, we can transfer that domain towards Hostinger. I prefer to have everything at one place, so we will do both. I click on Confirm. Almost there. To view your website and make changes, you must connect your domain to Hostinger name service from your current register. Keep in mind that propagation can take up to 24 hours. So we need to go to our current web hosting provider where our domain is stored. And there we need to point it towards the servers of Hostinger. So when people go to your domain name, they will see the website that is stored on Hostinger. So I click on Go Back and I can connect this domain over here. So what I will do, I will go to the dashboard. Then I go to Hosting Plan Details. And then we see the current name service. So what we see right now, the domain is pointing towards the name service of HostGator. And that is right, because that's where I bought the domain. But what I want to do at HostGator, I want to point the domain to the website at Hostinger. So what I will do, instead of pointing to these name servers, I will point it to the Hostinger name servers. Those are here. So I copy this one. And it's always number 1. So I will paste that at HostGator, and then I paste it again, and then I'll change the 1 to 2. Let me show you what I will do. So what I will do, I will go to hostgator.com. I'm already logged in. Then I go to Domains. Domains, there it is. Now I scroll down all the way and I go to Advanced Tools. And here are the name servers. I want to change those. So I click on Manage. I continue. And I paste it towards the one from Hostinger, and then also the second one from Hostinger. So what will happen? The domain I have here at HostGator will point towards the website at Hostinger, the one we already have migrated. So I click on Save. This can take up to 24 hours. Now if I refresh the page, I scroll down, you see they are linked now towards Hostinger. So I close this. And if you would refresh this, it can be that it will not be shown immediately. So we can check it over here. If the name servers are already the same ones as these, if that's the case, then the domain is pointing towards the website at Hostinger. It's now 5 minutes later. So let's refresh this. And as you see, the name servers are the same ones as the ones from Hostinger. So let me double check it. I go to dns-checker.org/ns-lookup.php. And I search for the domain. And I click on show NS records. If I see parking, then we know if people go to my domain name, they will be referred to the website that is stored right now at Hostinger. So that's successful. I go to WordPress overview, and then I want to make sure that force HTTPS is turned on. Okay. Now I click on admin panel, and I'll be redirected. And now this is the website that is hosted on Hostinger. So our website is successfully migrated towards Hostinger. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to transfer our domain from our current web hosting provider to our new web hosting provider. Let me show you how you can do that. In order to transfer your domain towards Hostinger, go to websites. There I see my domain and it says you can transfer your domain to Hostinger. So I click on transfer and I need to enter domain. It's already done. So I click on transfer, and it says the domain is locked. So what I will do, Command N, I go to HostGator and unlock it. I log in or I go to my dashboard. Then I go to domains. The domain is locked, so I scroll down and it says transfer or move domain. I click on it and I uncheck that it is locked. Awesome. Now I need to request an auth code. With that code, if I fill it in at Hostinger, then I can transfer the domain to a new register, which is also Hostinger. So I click over here. The reason is I found a better price. I click on continue. Continue with the transfer. Yes, it can take some days, 5 till 7 days. Send the auth code. Your request has been submitted. You will receive the authorization code in your email within 3 days. That is crazy long. Normally, I will get it at once at other web hosting companies. Well, let's see how long it will take before I receive that email. It took HostGator 3 days to send the code finally. So here's the authorization code. I even wanted to open a chat session with them. Let me try it. And when I clicked on it, it did not work. So let's see. The system error occurred already for a few days. Is that the case? So I'm happy that I'm transferring my website, everything towards Hostinger. So let me go to Hostinger. Now I copied the code. Now I go to domains. And if I scroll down, I see there is an external domain. This one, I want to transfer it to Hostinger. So I click on transfer. Transfer. And it will cost just $9.99. I click on purchase. Okay. I will complete the payment. And now, really important, I need to paste the key over here. We want to keep the existing name servers. Well, they're already pointed towards Hostinger, so I don't need to change anything over here. So I click on transfer domain, and this can take up to 7 days. But because our domain at HostGator, in this case, is already pointed towards the website of Hostinger, nothing will change. So our website will not be offline. So there's nothing to worry about. As it says, it takes up to 5 till 7 business days to complete. That's totally fine. Maybe you get an email like, hey, confirm that this is happening. Keep that in mind. Click on continue. The transfer is initiated. And over here, I can see what the status is. And meanwhile, your website will remain live. So when it comes to our website, everything is working. Now it's time to take a look at our email accounts. So the first thing I will do over here, I will create an email account at Hostinger. And then later on, we can copy and paste all the emails towards a new email account. In order to set up a new email account, I go to emails. I go for the free service, which is included in the web hosting package we have. We don't need this. So I click on setup. I select my domain, David Korp, confirm. So now I see add David Korp over here. I click on manage. I go for Hostinger free, select. And here I see my domain. And here I can say I want to have info@davidkorp. I create a password and then I click on create and I create the email account info@davidkorp.com. Create. Awesome. We can access our email account through the browser. So if I click over here, I can go to Webmail. I fill in my password. Look at this. Online, we can have access to our account already. So I can compose an email to myself, info@davidkorp.com. Test email from Webmail. Hey, David. I can attach a file. I can click on send. And now I get that email in my inbox, test from Webmail. If I go to send, it is there. Awesome. Now I want to configure our email account on an email client. It can be Microsoft Outlook, it can be Macmail. In my case, it will be Macmail, but the principles I show you can also be applied to other email clients. What I want to do now, I click over here and I click on complete. So I'm here at emails. If I click on it, I can select this one again by clicking on manage. And now in this overview, I want to scroll down and go to connect apps and devices. Yes, I'm going to do it manually. So I scroll down and I need this information in order to configure my email client on Microsoft Outlook or Macmail. So what I will do, I will go to my Macmail. What I see, since our website is now hosted at Hostinger, my old email account at HostGator is not working anymore. And that makes total sense. So now I want to create my new account and then copy all these emails to my new account. So I go to mail, add an account, other mail account, continue. And then I call this one David Korp new. My email address is info@davidkorp.com. My password, I click on sign in. Then I want to copy my email address and paste it over here. Then I go to my browser, copy the incoming server and I paste it here. And I want to copy the outgoing server. Copy it. By the way, we're going to use IMAP. That means that when I adjust something on my email client, for instance, Macmail, it will also be adjusted on my phone. And if I delete something on my phone, it's also deleted on my webmail and on my email client. So everything is in sync with each other, which is amazing. I click on sign in and I want to sync my emails, not my notes. So I click on done. And if everything is working, then I should see that one email I sent to myself. And there it is. So now I know it's working. So let me click over here. I go to mail, settings, David Korp. I call this one David Korp new. So here is the old and here's the new. Also here below, I can go for the old inbox. There's the new inbox with only one email. So what I can do now, really simple. I go to my old email box, which is not online anymore, but the emails are still there. I say Command A and I drag those emails from the old one to the new one. I can also go back and hold Command, Control on the PC, and then it becomes a plus. Now I copy them to the new email account, which is hosted at Hostinger. Then I go to my sent emails from my old email provider at HostGator, copy it, hold Command, and drag it to send. Awesome. So is this working now? That's the question. Well, I can find out by going to my webmail. There it is. It is working. If I go to my sent emails, there they are. If I go to my inbox, and in that way we perfectly migrated info@davidkorp.com with all the emails incoming and outgoing towards Hostinger. Now it is important that we test everything. Can you send emails? Can you receive emails? When you do something over here with your email account, is it also happening at the webmail? In other words, is everything in sync with each other? Let me show you how you can test everything. So let's check it out. Inbox. There's an email, reply. I say send from Webmail. Hey, if I want to, with Webmail, it's really easy to import something. So let me see if I have an image. I send it and there it is. So let me see how it is with Webmail. And there it also is. Look at this. If I click over here and then I click on mark as flagged, now it becomes red. Look at this at my Webmail. It is red. How cool is this? So also here, I flag this email. I go to my Webmail and it's also flagged. If I remove this email, delete, and I go to my Webmail, it is also deleted. If you want to learn how to put your email account on your phone, click over here because there I have a complete tutorial about hosting where you can learn everything you need to know. And there I will talk about how you can configure this for your phone. Since everything is working, we can get rid of our old email accounts. So let me show you how you can delete those or how to deactivate them. So we can only work with our new email account on our new web hosting provider. So I don't need this one anymore. So I could go to Mail, Settings, Accounts, and then the old one, make it inactive. And now when people send the emails, I will receive it on my new account. And I go to Settings. And I call this one David Corp. So that's how you can migrate all your emails and your email account to a new web hosting provider, in this case, Hostinger. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope it was helpful for you. Good luck with creating an amazing website. And if you want to learn how, you can go to ferdy.com, click on the button, and there you'll see a few starting tutorials that you can follow so you can create an amazing website for your business that can help you to generate money. My name is Ferdy. Good luck with your life, with everything you do. And if you like this video, please like it and feel free to subscribe for more upcoming tutorials. Ciao.